Hello everybody, I'm Father John Roberts. I am standing in front of one of my most favorite local businesses here in Indian Rocks Beach. This is Plumlee Realty, and they have been here for a long time, and I can't wait to introduce you to them because they're one of our sponsors for this year's Winterfest. For location purposes, if you've never been to their business, all you got to do is when you come across the Walsingham Bridge, as soon as you pass PJ's on your left-hand side, they're just beyond that. Ample parking, gracious host. When you come in, they want to help you with finding that special place to spend some time. So without further ado, I'm going to take you inside, and we're going to meet one of the people that is really one of the backbones of this operation. It's Todd Plumley. So come on and join me. We're going to go inside. All right, so as promised, I am now here with my good friend Todd Plumley. And Todd, I am just amazed. You guys have been here for a long time.
We have been.
And we've got a good history. Is it right for me to say that the founder was your mom?
Actually, technically, she would say yes. But no, technically it would have been her mother. My grandparents were the first to start down here. And in fact, interesting story, he was the business manager for the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Oh my goodness.
And so when they won the pennant in '55, the shot heard around the world,
Oh my goodness.
he retired.
Wow.
And he came down here and he built the first motel on Clearwater Beach, which is still there. It's called Sands Point.
Yep.
It's right where that odd turn split in the
Yeah.
road, or
Oh, yeah,
Coronado,
right.
I believe.
Uh-huh.
And there's this funny little motel that's like, you're thinking, how is it still there, right in the busy heart of all of this? That's where my mother grew up, bringing ice and towels to proper up to units.
Wow.
And of course, she went to Clearwater High School
Uh-huh.
with her brother, my Uncle John.
Yeah.
And so in any case, they opened, after that, they kind of migrated down to the Indian Shores, then called South Indian Rocks, I believe still. But in any case, opened a real estate office down there. And you know what's really interesting is people all around the world have heard of Indian Rocks Beach. It's that,
Yeah.
and it is so odd to me because you'd think you'd have to say, by St. Pete.
Yeah, it's below Clearwater.
Yeah.
You gotta do a thumb like the people
Yeah.
can do. And all
It
that, you know.
really is surprising how many people. Now, I don't know if it's such a distinctive name. You hear it once, you remember it,
Yeah.
perhaps. But so many people knew of Indian Rocks in my travels. But I came to realize how awesome it is here, and so I appreciate it even more.
Well, it's certainly in the family, and it's something that just keeps going. Do you think it's going to remain in the family for years and years to come?
I hope so.
Interest?
I do hope so. I have a 19-year-old son, Tyson.
Yeah, is he interested in business?
And he is interested in business, not necessarily this business, nor was I at 19. Really, I was already kind of
Yeah,
fighting.
you knew what they
whatever.
want to do at that age, right?
Yeah, exactly. I met my wife in college, and when we graduated, we did move back here and just start right into it. And I realized I was a little young then, and that's when I ended up trying out something else.
You know, they say life's kind of a full circle when you come back around. If I may ask you, you told me earlier when we came that the enterprise here, Plumlee Realty,
Oh, yeah.
has different compartments.
It does.
Walk us through that.
So typically it starts here. So an investor, typically from the Midwest or Canada, or maybe right here in Florida, they'll decide that they're interested in getting an investment property out here on the beach. They heard it was a good investment, which it is, and so they'll come to us and either ask for our help, or some people have a property they want to sell. But the first part starts here. So in that process, they come to us. We can really guide them straight to the properties, depending on what their criteria are, that are really going to do well for them. And maybe most importantly, keep them out of the buildings that aren't. So we help them find the place, we help them negotiate, we help them purchase the property. Now they own the property, and now it's time, of course, to rent that property because they hope to come down 2 or 3 weeks, maybe themselves out of the year. Other than that, they need to rent it in order to pay the mortgage. And so from there, we have a full service, and I have to take you to another building to show you the next step.
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay?
Todd, what a special place this is, and we learned so much behind the scenes.
Yes.
I mean, I can tell you this, most people, they see it from the roadside, but they don't know exactly what's behind it, and you took us on all of that. What would you like for some final thoughts to share with the viewing audience?
Well, at the end of the day, you know, obviously we're all blessed to be here, and even those watching from afar, they've been here, they love it here, and they can't wait to get back. And here you and I are sitting here, and so as blessed as we can be. I'm just hopeful that we can continue it. I should tell you the rest of that cycle. We walked over to and you needed the audio drop for that. So the building that we were in, that's where everybody checks in. So when they come on vacation, they talked to us 6 months ago on the phone. We told them all about the places, found the perfect place for them. They reached out a few times in between then and there, and now they're here. They just drove from Texas, 12 hours or whatever it might be, and they check into that front building. It's their front desk. It's the beginning of their vacation, so we want to make sure they have an awesome, robust time while they're here, and answer any questions they might have, and then off they go to the units, and then during that week they might have some needs. They might have some questions, and we can answer those through the Welcome Center. If they need tickets for something, we can do that. If they break their coffee carafe and their coffee mug, it gets to this building, which is the third building here, the maintenance and the housekeeping, and we have somebody that'll run that carafe out to them. So basically, at the end of the day, what we do here is to ensure that people have a really great experience and they'll come back time and time again, and that's been our success here in the office. And I hope, to get back to your question, that my son, who happens to be 19, will eventually someday be ready to come in. I'm guessing it probably won't be for some years, so I have to pace myself. Although when my mother asked me to come back and said, "That's it, I'm ready to be done. If you don't come back, we might just have to sell it." Well, I came back and she worked for another 10 years. So you know, I am not going to put my finger on when I'll be done and when he starts. Hopefully it'll be sooner rather than later, but at the end of the day, my hope is that we can continue this and to continue to be good stewards of Indian Rocks Beach and Indian Shores for years to come.